Inmate firefighters. Now, what I hate is the politicizing and the I hate the narratives when it comes to inmate firefighters. Listen. California inmates, firefighters are not being exploited. It's not slavery. Okay? We were all given a choice. Okay? We don't have, they didn't put a baton to our head and say, hey, you're going to join this firefighting program to go out here and save people's. Oh my God. So, once again, I don't know why y'all act like y'all care about inmates to begin with. We go back to the homeboy that was whatever in sheriff custody. You don't care about inmates. Why are we fronting like we do? Why? So this videos like this, I hate people like this. The exploitation of incarcerated firefighters. I don't even know what he's.
Do the crime, fight the fire? No, yeah, that's because it doesn't exist. However, 30% of the people fighting fires in California right now are incarcerated. This is what some of your local media outlets may call prison labor, but we call it enslaved labor. Incarcerated people were first forced, yes, I used the word forced, to become firefighters during World War II as a response to a war-related workforce shortage. Today, incarcerated firefighters earn $5.80 to $10.24 a day, and up until recently, incarcerated firefighters could not become career firefighters once released.
That is a lie. They had me a ticket ready. Do you understand me? That is a bold-faced lie. They had me a ticket. Hey, come on, come. We want you on a crew. We want you on a crew. My dad said, I don't want you to take the job. It's too dangerous. I hate information. I hate misinformation, especially about something that I personally went through. Okay? All right? You mean to tell me I would expect the state to pay me as much as somebody on the outside? I'm in prison serving my time for a crime. And do I really think they're going to pay me $30 an hour every hour on the dot to fight fires? Seriously? Never mind that I interfere with commerce. Wait. This is so asinine. Extremely asinine. So, y'all want me to have the logic of, okay, even though I committed a crime and I interfere with commerce and, people might have been endangered and whatever the case may be. So I'm paying my debt back to society. And you want me to have the attitude of saying, well, I think I deserve to get paid as much as somebody on the outs doing the exact same job, even though I'm incarcerated for committing a crime. And then you want to infer to me that I'm being exploited and I'm enslaved labor. You will not find no California firefighting inmate that would say no. No one said nobody felt exploited. To even get to be considered, you had to have less than 5 years. That's the first thing. To even be considered, you had to have less than 5 years on your time left. You had to have a minimum amount of points. You had to get your points down. So if you work your way down from a level 4 to a level 1, you had to have the low points. And then you still had to go through the exact same physical standard training as they would on the outside. They didn't lower the bar for us. Okay. We still had to run a mile and a half in 10 minutes. Okay. Last time I checked, who runs a mile and a half in 10 minutes? SEALs do. Green Berets do. There's a couple other tier 1. I think MARSOC also a mile and a half in 10 minutes. Okay. We had to go through the class. We had to take classes. We had to study firefighting. Firefighting science. It's fire science. They may have called it something different now, but back then it was called fire science. We had to study just like everybody else, all while in prison, right? All while making sure you don't offend the wrong person, you don't get into a fucking fight, you don't get stabbed. So we had all these other mitigating factors while every day studying and still having to go out there and get ready to pass the PT test. And then once you pass the test, get on the crew, you still have to train. And then when we weren't out fighting fires, we would go into these little towns and cities and build stuff. Whatever the city needed us to do, we would do it. Clean stuff, build stuff, rehab homes. So every day we weren't fighting fires. We were in these little cities and towns doing something constructive for the city, for the neighborhood. The fuck you mean I'm exploited or it's enslaved labor? They didn't wake me up in 3 a.m. say, hey, look here, inmate such and such, you're gonna do this firefighting program and we're gonna pay you such and such. You know how many guys came out, do 2-3 seasons, 5-10 grand, just sitting on the money? Do you understand how hard it is to come out of prison with money that's not given to you by your family? That's one less stress you have to worry about. Damn, I don't have any money coming out. Like, asinine. I hate people like that. I ain't never seen one YouTube video where a former inmate firefighter said, man, they treated us bad. You eat like a fucking hog. I mean, everything, steaks, cakes, everything's fucking damn near gourmet at the fire camp. And then you're out there in nature and shit, and you're out by these mountains and you see wildlife and you get a whole fresh perspective on life and be like, you know what, damn, I'm missing out. I never seen this side of nature before. Streams and creeks and lakes and shit. The fuck you talking about? Now, this is what happens when you don't know any better and you're an idiot and you go with narratives, right? So, of course, Blue Pill says, let me see, what did he say? Okay, amid the raging wildfires, it's important to recognize that nearly a third of those risking their lives to protect California are incarcerated individuals. Listen, the women do it too. We have female firefighters also. Chowchilla. Chowchilla has a firefighting program for the women, right? So it's both men and women out here risking. But let me get to this bullshit. Let me see what he says. These heroes, often overlooked, are on the front lines battling flames in exchange for shorter sentences. A stark reminder of the labor. Wait. In exchange for shorter sentences, a stark reminder of the labor inequalities they face. We're in prison, dude. We're risking our lives for a chance to shorten our sentence, learn a trade, and get the fuck out of a prison. Yeah, I'll take that risk every time and won't complain about it. Their bravery deserves not just thanks, but justice and opportunities beyond exploitation. How am I being exploited? I'm getting paid from the time the buzzer goes off and I'm out there for 2 to 3 weeks. I come back to the station, then the clock stops for me getting paid. I'm not going to argue what the pay scale is, the hourly rates. Are you kidding me? I'm in prison. Hello. So, of course, I had to say something. I said, you guys are silly. As one of those former inmate firefighters, none of us ever complain about the hourly rates. In fact, we get paid for every hour on a fire nonstop, just like the non-inmates, from the time our station got to the call till the time we returned from a fire. Weeks, sometimes months later. Stop calling everything modern day slavery. So then a Negro, one of these spiritual ass Negroes, this nigga here says, you are still enslaved. And I kindly responded, please go play in traffic. I'm starting to no longer like interacting with my people, especially people with names like this. Let's look at this guy here, the esoteric therapist. Now, if I wish I could blow up this dude's picture, but this dude looks zesty as fruit salad. Okay, this guy looks zesty as fruit salad. But I'm not here for that. I'm here for the segue. Let me get to the segue. Now, once again, every blue moon, you'll see inmate firefighters mentioned when it's a regular ass fire that they go out to. Nobody says nothing. It's not exploitation then. You're not worried about modern day slavery then. No. Only these big ass fires where you happen to see the orange outfits where it says CDC on the back. Then you're like, oh yeah, right? And guess what? Them people's homes that we saved didn't give a fuck if we were prisoners or not. These motherfuckers will bring us out food, try to give us money. One fire, these ladies flashed us. Like, thank you for saving our homes. They flash us and shit. You think they give a fuck up if we were inmates or not? You people are stupid. Average urban people stupid. I don't never see no white folk talk like this. White folk don't do this shit. I don't. Where's the white folk? This is modern day exploitation. This is labor inequalities. Look what they're doing to our inmates. I remember Jason Black tried to make the same argument. Labor exploitation. Nigga, where? Where?
Fighting for a better future. Tonight, an inside look at the partnership between the state and CAL FIRE as they prepare for the brunt of fire season.
It's a really good inside look at something you'll see only on CBS 13. Andrew Hobner takes us to a correctional camp in Nevada County.
Washington Ridge Camp doesn't feel like a correctional facility.
This place, it's a chance to figure it out, get away from the hustle and bustle.
To the men clad in orange jumpsuits, it is, and it isn't.
It pretty much takes away the CDCR part of this experience. When we go out to fires, the public is very supportive, very happy to see us.
Exactly. They don't give a damn what you in there for. Man, can you save my house or not, please? Please, sir. My dog is in this house. Sir, my goldfish, please, please help us.
The captains treat us as men.
Jamil Thomas is serving time for a weapons charge and says the prison environment is very different than what we see at camp.
It's very racially segregated. So say this person over here does something I have nothing to do with. That involves me now. This place here is completely, you are held accountable.
In the mornings, he goes outside, takes in the mountain air, and reads books on spirituality.
And we got a saying, if you're not happy here, you're just not happy.
Firefighters here aren't paid much at all by normal standards, but even from within, there is a push for them to make a more livable wage.
We have no issues in camp treating these guys with the respect of a firefighter. That's what they are.
Inside the camp, individual inmates and groups have responsibility for different aspects of the firefighting team.
They treat us just like, basically a firefighter. We are firefighters.
And for men like Thomas who are hoping to better themselves after prison, that's how they want it.
This is something I'm interested in doing, and it gave me a chance to really figure out and see, hey, being a good person and doing good things, there's rewards and benefits to that.
Fred Money with CDCR says the program reintroduces a degree of humanity back within his correctional officers as well.
They themselves know that the inmates that they're taking out there, the inmates that they're housing, they are giving back to society. These guys absolutely give back to society.
And there have been more changes. AB 2187 was signed into law allowing those that complete the program to have their records expunged, which opens the door for EMT certifications and the chance to become a municipal firefighter.
Oh, but I thought you couldn't do that on that. But homeboy said you couldn't. Now, when I was doing it, it was $2 an hour. Now they bumped it up to $5 to $10 an hour. There's not another. I don't know what other job you will get, or you get paid 24/7 for a call. If there's other jobs out there that do that, I don't know. I'm ignorant. But this is the only job that I've ever, for weeks, you just racking it. It's the, you know what I'm saying? Like, unheard of. But he said you couldn't get, but you know what? Come on. All right, let's continue.
There's also a training center in Ventura that serves as a reentry program with full-time opportunities for CAL FIRE at the end.
But homeboy said you can't do but when they sent me the plane ticket and they was like, come. And This is back in, you know what? Okay, what do I know? What do I know?
Paying roughly $2,800 a month.
We have several inmates previously incarcerated, individuals that are now running their own hand crews, their own firing.
But homeboy said you couldn't. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue.
Operations out there on the street.
As we prepare to head back to Sacramento, a real fire call goes out. And the men of Washington Ridge Camp head out to the front lines once again. As Thomas says, doing what they came here to do.
I think that there should be more of this and more programs out there because, again, it shows you a different way, and at the same time, you are held accountable.
Andrew, thank you. Labor advocacy groups are continuing to push for...
And trust me, everybody on that crew understands nobody wants to go back behind them walls. They understand what's at stake. Trust me, they ain't... Motherfuckers ain't trying to go back. Don't get me wrong, you do have some screw-ups. I did have one guy that was caught stealing, and they sent him back. But for the most part, ain't no fighting. Ain't none of that arguing and bickering. Like, everybody understands what we're there for. Like, there's an opportunity. Don't screw it up for everybody, let alone yourself. But homeboy said you couldn't. Okay, yeah, he said you couldn't. Okay, I mean, what do I know? What do I know?
The work is never easy.
It's like a barrier so that the fire will not escape to the other side.
When you're working to repair your wrongs.
It's growth time. Time to do our best, be our best for our community, for our families.
And all of these young men have wronged in the past.
I committed a gang violent offense.
That offense sent an 18-year-old Carlos Valdilla to prison, sentenced to 23 years.
Hopeless.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's something that it's mentally hard, but it's also an awakening.
About a year ago, staff at Valley State Prison threw Valdilla a lifeline.
They said, we have a fire program coming up. You guys may qualify if you guys have a certain amount of time or less.
For decades, CDCR inmates have teamed up with CAL FIRE to help on the front lines, but only those who committed minor offenses were selected for the program. 4 months ago, CDCR started a pilot program, allowing some inmates 18 to 26 who are in prison on more serious charges to become firefighters.
And now we're saying, hey, if you're doing the right things, we're going to open this up to you.
The right things are not just swinging a tool, but constantly working on self-improvement.
I've learned that I don't know everything and that I can be taught so much. And that when people invest in you, you can achieve far greatness.
The days are long, the work is never ending.
And once again, y'all don't give a damn about these inmates. So let's not do that. That's the first thing, okay? And secondly, these people don't care if your outfit is green and yellow versus all orange and it says CDC on the back. These people don't give a damn. Can you save my house or not? Can you save my house or not? That's it, that's all. But I hate misinformation, blatant misinformation, especially about an experience that I went through. And how dare anybody try to tell me I was exploited? The fuck you mean I was exploited? Where? Show me where I was exploited. Show me where there was a labor inequality. I didn't, and then half the time until I have these conversations, I don't even realize, oh wait, I do have that skill set. Like it does, I've forgotten all the things that I've accomplished and learned over the last 20 years. I keep forgetting. Yeah, I had this skill set. Like, nah, I hate misinformation, man. Don't tell me about some shit I done went through that you have you know nothing about. All right, let me calm the fuck down.